read it yourself once. Mission and vision. Make substantial contributions to the society, and the school mission is to build up wholesome individuals who will grow where they were planted and spread sweet fragments of noble traditions, values and convictions. Suppose, for example, the school vision is to make substantial contributions to the society. It's a key point. We have underlined the key points. Now I want you to write, take a paper and write the meanings of those key points. Like what is it actually telling? So what is actually meant by substantial contributions to the society? So I want you to write it on in your own one. Like what is it actually meaning?
Way of giving to others that shows your character. In the case of sustainable contribution to society in Ashford, without any no gain and no pain and no profit, you contribute everything to your aspect. That is a
make substantial contribution to the society. It is nothing but the school want to make the students who want to make the good citizens. Those are helping to the students. Those are making to the students who are the development.
Actually, your school mission and vision is, so you have understood it clear and right, there is no doubt in it. Now I want each and everyone to take a paper and like, you have underlined few main points, right? And think for 5 minutes that like, what have you actually doing in classrooms to improve this? Suppose you have taken substantial contributions to the society. So what are the things you are doing in the classrooms to improve this? I want all of you to think about it. What are the things you are doing to improve it, or what are the things which is not happening in classroom, and the things which you have wanted to bring a change to fulfill the mission and vision of the school.
more successful. That's what I was thinking, nothing else. When I was thinking of vision and mission, so I was not that much serious. What I have gathered from that which attracted me, these two, but I never made that would make lot of impact on this one. After association with the JS3, we came to know we have to develop the vision and statement. Everywhere it should be pasted, and every student of our school must know this vision and vision. See, everything is we mentioned character, honesty, right or no? This must be known to everyone or not. But unfortunately these days, many times I don't, last time also I mentioned, when you are going to teach a subject, at least go through first cover page and read.
No, you move left camera.
Two and one. See, all the students, teachers who are not blindfolded, please come out. Go out. And leaders are requested to come here.
Vision and vision. So did anyone got it down that how should I inculcate this in my classroom, or how should I inculcate this in my daily life? Because I don't have enough time to complete my question papers or corrections, then how will I get time to do all this? Did anyone get down? Please raise your hand. So we have 24 hours in a day. So using our time productively without even wasting a single minute is called time management. And in this time management, there are 4 quadrants. One is so there are 4 quadrants in time management. they are urgent and important, not urgent but important, which is urgent but not important, and which is not urgent and not important. So let us see, for example, tomorrow is the last day to submit the question paper of term 1 examination. So submitting the question paper is urgent and it is important. So this type of problems or activities comes under first quadrant, which is urgent and important. And the second quadrant is which is not urgent but important. For example, there are in this month there are holidays, like 15 days of holidays. So next month there is term 1 exam. So in this holidays you can prepare the question paper. So preparing the question paper now is not urgent but it's important. So if you prepare the question paper now within this time of 15 days, so you will be able to utilize your time more productively by creating some more worksheet for the students at the time of exam instead of preparing the question paper. So if you prepare the question paper now, that comes under not urgent but important. And the third quadrant is urgent but not important. Suppose, for example, phone calls, WhatsApp messages, and all these things comes under urgent but not important. So you may get a phone call. The phone might be ringing. So you get the sound will ring. So it is urgent but not important. For example, you can do one thing. The phone, you can keep the phone aside for 4 hours or 5 hours while you are doing your professional work, and after that 4 to 5 hours, you can just go check what are the calls you have received, check what are the messages you have received, and you can just reply to them or call them. So by this time, what happens is the phone will talk, but in that you will waste at least 5 minutes. The 5 minutes of your time will be wasted. So this time can be used in the second quadrant. So the time which can be used in the second quadrant will be wasted due to lifting the call. While you are doing some work, if you lift the call, 5 minutes will be wasted, and that will come out the quadrant because it is urgent but not important. But it is not that necessary. You can keep it as aside. And the fourth quadrant is which is not urgent and not important. It is completely waste. Suppose I'll not say that social media is completely waste, but if you use social media to watch reels or something like that comes under not urgent, not important. It will not help you to grow in your professional life or personal life. It will just consume your time. Instead of that, you can use your valuable time in second quadrant, which will help you to become successful in your life. So, for example, in fourth quadrant, social media. In second